What's good, everyone? OJ here. Welcome back to another video. Today we've got some awesome information for you guys, but before we get into that, please make sure you hit that like button, subscribe if you're someone new, and click that notification bell to get the best Nintendo Switch news and more. Now, with that out of the way, let's go ahead and jump right into it, and we're starting off with a big 2D fighting game announcement for the Nintendo Switch. DNF Duel confirmed, coming spring 2023, and that is pretty exciting because this is from the same developers who make awesome fighting games like Guilty Gear Strive in addition to Dragon Ball FighterZ. Now, this was announced at the Arc Revo Japan 2022 Cup, where a bunch of exciting gameplay, and of course this announcement was here. Plus there's some updates coming to DNF Duel to make the game better as well, so that's also awesome. Now, if you don't know about DNF Duel, essentially this is what the game is about. Now, this is an action fighting game at its extreme, one of the most popular and widely played RPGs in the world. Dungeon and Fighter is now back as a 2.5D action fighting game. You can choose from up to 16 charming characters, each with their own distinct skills and personalities. Outsmart, outplay, or downright beat up your opponents and become the master of the ultimate will. Now, here are the features of this game that you can expect. You have an online mode, ranked matches, player matches, and also a overall ranking. You have local mode, free battle, story mode, arcade mode, and survival mode. You also have a practice mode, training mode, plus a tutorial. Then you also have a collection, player profile, replay library, gallery, and glossary. Now, you can meet up with your favorite DNF characters up close and personal. DNF Duel flawlessly reinterprets the iconic classes from the classic Dungeon and Fighter RPG, whether it's the lightning fast and flashy gunshots of the Sly Ranger or the uninhibited raw power of the frenzied Berserker. Each character's iconic traits have been heightened and reworked. A total of 16 unique characters are available: Berserker, Striker, Grappler, Inquisitor, Dragon Knight, Ranger, Hitman, Kunoichi, Enchantress, Vanguard, Swiftmaster, Ghostblade, Troubleshooter, Crusader, Launcher, and an unlockable hidden character. Now, you have, of course, breathtaking worlds from the DNF universe, unique combat mechanics as well, and additional story content that's going to be in the game. Now, they also announced a couple things at this too. So there is a grand balance patch that's in the works, which will be out December for the PlayStation 5, PlayStation 4, and PC versions of the game. You're going to get some updates too, battle balance update. You're also going to get a Gauge system, awakening skill, defense system. All these things are being retooled and should be included in the Nintendo Switch version in spring 2023. Now, this game was not covered by mainstream media at all, despite it being a really good, slick 2D fighting game. It's fantastic from what I've seen and from what I've covered before in the past. Just me watching the gameplay, it looks really cool. Now, the game didn't even get to 20 reviews on a singular platform back when it came out, so really nobody talked about this game. It wasn't like it was Dragon Ball Z or it was like a more popular IP that we've seen before from Arc System Works, so it just kind of went under the radar. And I think that they probably felt that it would be better if they released the Switch version to get some extra sales and salvage things, because when the game launched, it really was under the radar. It didn't chart, I think, in the top 10 when it first launched in Japan. I mean, nobody really bought the game too much, but it seems like they're still trying to see what they can get when it comes to sales and everything. But I think that it has to be doing at least somewhat good, because they wouldn't be doing these balances and also have a Switch version, so the money's coming from somewhere to get this done. And I think that if there is a nice push and they actually get the game out to content creators to play the game, I feel that there's a chance that this game could catch on a little bit on the Nintendo Switch, and hopefully that rollback netcode is intact on the Switch version, because they do have rollback netcode, which is always awesome. So I think that this is a win-win for gamers out there, also for Arc System Works, and I feel that, once again, if it's handled correctly, if they get the game out to Nintendo content creators and they make sure that they kind of market it the right way, the Switch version could make some headway, but we'll have to wait and see on it. But I'm looking forward to checking it out. I have not played the game before, I've only watched it, but if they wanted to reach out, I can definitely play the game on the channel. So what do you guys think about DNF Duel officially coming to Nintendo Switch in spring 2023? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. All right, and moving on to the next topic here, the Nintendo Switch has passed another major milestone in Japan that I'm pretty sure, I'm positive no larger content creators are going to cover, and that is 27 million units sold in Japan via the Famitsu. The DS has the record, and it's only 6 million units away. So the Nintendo Switch would have to go pretty strong in the next couple years or so in order for it to catch the Nintendo DS, which would be a tough task. But 27 million units, that is incredible to see that the Nintendo Switch was able to sell that much in Japan, which was interesting because there was a lot of talk a number of weeks ago saying that the Nintendo Switch is slowing down in Japan, that it's not doing as well, maybe they need to do some other things here, but that's just not the case. We saw for the past 5 weeks or so, the Nintendo Switch has sold over 500,000 units, racking up 100,000 units plus in the past couple weeks, and nearly up to that in the weeks prior to that. So it seems like even more people are picking up the Nintendo Switch. It's having an incredible stretch over the last month or so in Japan, and of course Pokemon Scarlet and Violet is helping to fuel that. I think that one thing people don't realize is that games can be the fuel of something. Even if you have an underpowered system, a system that 100+ million people have, you can always find more people to sell to, or the same people who want an upgrade to, like an OLED or a Switch Lite or just a version 2 Switch with better battery. There's always somebody out there, and if you've got the games, those people will come out of nowhere when it comes down to it. So this is definitely a good thing for Nintendo, at least when it comes to the Switch sales here. The Nintendo Switch has an opportunity to pass up the Nintendo DS in its lifetime, but Nintendo has to kind of keep the foot on the pedal at this point, and I think that the Switch is probably going to end up more like the PlayStation 2 than the Wii, which I've talked about this before. And what I mean by that is that I feel that the Wii, the sales were pretty much dead when the Wii U came out, and right before it, the sales flatlined, whereas the Nintendo Switch has an opportunity, despite Nintendo probably releasing their next-gen Switch in the next year or so, probably in the next 2 years, we'll have them within that time period, somewhere within that time period we'll have it. I still feel that the Nintendo Switch is going to be around, and people are still going to be buying it. It's not going to be as popular, right, because the next-gen Switch is going to take over, but I just kind of feel that the Nintendo Switch OLED will just be around there, and people will still want to pick up some of the older games and play it on there, just like the PlayStation 2 was to the PlayStation 3. So I think it's going to be interesting to see how it all plays out. But once again, incredible sales here from Nintendo. The Nintendo Switch is definitely going to hit 3 million units in Japan when it's all said and done, which is also incredible. Most systems don't even get close to that when it comes to Japanese sales. So very good stuff there. So what are your thoughts when it comes to the Nintendo Switch passing a major milestone in Japan with 27 million lifetime units plus? Let me know in the comment section below. All right, and moving on to the next topic here, guys. We've got a big release for the Nintendo Switch this week, and that is Dragon Quest Treasures. This is a game that I've been looking forward to playing for quite some time now, and the fact that Dragon Quest Treasures is going to be out this Tuesday, I think it's December 6th for Dragon Quest Treasures, which is always awesome, right? To get a new Dragon Quest game, to get a Pokemon style experience, and kind of combining them together, the cuteness of what you kind of see with Pokemon, right? And then the Dragon Quest flair with the monsters and all that. I think that this is going to be a good spin-off, and it's launching worldwide. Everywhere will be able to play the game. I'm going to be picking up the game myself. I think I have a review code coming in, but I'm also going to be buying it physical as well because I want to be able to have this. And I love the box art too for Dragon Quest Treasures. It's absolutely fantastic. It's a really cool box art, and it gives us a little bit of an expansion of the Dragon Quest 11, the Dragon Quest universe there. So I think it's going to be a solid game, and I'm planning on doing some content on it, maybe doing a stream as well, because I know this isn't the big new Dragon Quest game. You can't really see exactly how good it's going to be until you really kind of look into the gameplay and have somebody give you some feedback and stuff. So I will be playing it on the channel. I'll be covering it as well. You guys can check it out to see if you want to make a decision to buy it or not. But yeah, that is the big release for this week. And then next week, of course, is Crisis Core Final Fantasy VII Reunion on the Nintendo Switch, PlayStation, Xbox, PC. So it's going to be a nice ending to the year here for 2022 on the Nintendo Switch with some great RPGs coming through. So what are your thoughts on Dragon Quest Treasures? Planning on picking it up, checking out some footage? Let me know in the comment section below. All right, and moving on to the next topic here, guys. We've got some brand new gameplay footage for a game that I'm really looking forward to, and that is Fire Emblem Engage. The game is launching on January 20, 2023, and we've got some new footage of Byleth where they show off what the Teach can do. I mean, and one of the things that I love about this game with Fire Emblem Engage is that some people have said, oh, I'm going to miss the multi-tiered story where you're doing different things and different paths. But for the last two mainline Fire Emblem games, that's exactly what we've gotten. We've gotten this multi-tiered thing, whether it's multiple games with Fire Emblem Fates or it's multiple pathways within a singular game. And I think that getting back to that core experience of what Fire Emblem is, which is a singular type of experience going through with the story and kind of doing everything that you need to do to complete that story right then and there. Having that again is exciting because the last two mainline Fire Emblem games, obviously Shadows of Valentia came out in between that, but that was like a remake of a game, right? But going back to the Fire Emblem Awakening style to me is awesome, and bringing in that flair from the old school games. I mean, being able to have Byleth in this game is awesome, and they're taking elements from Fire Emblem Three Houses, some of the town building mechanics and things that you're going to be able to do to upgrade. But I think that this is going to be a more chill but also intense experience at the same time, and it just feels traditional. Kind of feels like when a new Dragon Quest game comes out, right? And you know what you're expecting. There isn't too much crazy sauce built into the Dragon Quest games. You know what you're getting for the most part, and it's excellent and it's polished. That's kind of how I feel with this Fire Emblem game compared to what we've seen before. It's that traditional experience with a little bit of flair and extra pizzazz to it, adding in some of like the Fire Emblem heroes or old school heroes coming back and being an actual integral part of the main campaign. To me, that kind of just screams Awakening, and it also screams like, okay, focused, concise story where we can just go through it and enjoy it, maybe a 40-hour experience or so. So I'm excited for this. I'm really excited. This new gameplay footage with Byleth looks absolutely incredible. I love what they're doing here. I love the emblem rings. I like the customization. I like the characters they've been showing off. The more and more I see this game, the more and more I warm up to it, and I get like, oh my gosh, this is going to be really good. It's going to be really good, you know? And we got the news the other week or so that Fire Emblem Engage has actually already passed up Fire Emblem Three Houses in COMG Japanese pre-orders. So it doesn't matter what people are saying when it comes down to, oh, there's not as much hype. People are going out there and pre-ordering the game. This is going to be the best-selling Fire Emblem game when it's all said and done on the Nintendo Switch, because I don't think we're going to see another mainline Fire Emblem game on the Nintendo Switch. Maybe a remake, but we're probably not going to see another new mainline Fire Emblem game. So I think this is going to be the mainline Fire Emblem game that sells the most. It's going to bring in some of those Fire Emblem Heroes fans as well. I think that people who tried out Three Houses, even if they're reluctant to do so, will play this one. And of course, if you played Awakening, you're all over this when it comes down to it. So I'm loving what I'm seeing here. But what are your thoughts when it comes to Fire Emblem Engage? Once again, launching on January 20th. You looking forward to this? What do you think about this new gameplay footage, the footage that we've seen so far? Let me know in the comment section below. All right, and moving on to the final topic here, guys. We've got a physical edition confirmed for F-Zero. No, I'm joking. It's Redout 2. Well, if you want an F-Zero game, this is what you're going to have to play until Nintendo decides to make one. So, according to various retailers, Nintendo Everything is writing, Redout 2 is receiving a physical release on the Nintendo Switch. Now, copies at retail will be offered as a deluxe edition. Along with the base game, players will gain access to the Season Pass. You want that Season Pass, right? Now, the Season Pass, what does it include? Well, 2 future DLC packs with new locations, career events, rewards, and more. Now, Redout 2 already launched back on the Nintendo Switch in July, and so far it's only been available digitally on the Nintendo Switch eShop. But if you want to know a little bit more about the game, check out the links in the description. You can check it out there. But essentially, this is a Wipeout F-Zero style game. It's got online multiplayer. The graphics look pretty good. The sound design's pretty awesome as well. It's got some features with the Nintendo Switch and everything. You've got portable play, you've got local co-op, you've got all sorts of stuff. You've got an extensive career mode, comprehensive competitive multiplayer. It's pretty good what they've done here, and the customization with the different cars and everything is nice. Photo mode, soundtrack, everything's pretty solid in this game. It's not a bad game. Now, obviously, it's not F-Zero, right? Like, you're not going to get that complete F-Zero experience, but it's not a bad game at all on the Nintendo Switch. Or if you want something in that futuristic racer type of genre, Redout 2 is the game to check out. So looks like we're going to be getting a physical edition. So if you were planning on getting it digitally, you might want to hold off, because that physical edition is planned for December 6th. You can pre-order it right now on Amazon. So yeah, you might want to hold off and pick that up. So what do you guys think about Redout 2 in addition to all the other topics that we discussed here today. I thought it was a pretty good batch of news. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. All right, guys, that wraps it up for this video here. Thank you so much for watching. I do appreciate it. Please make sure you hit that like button, subscribe if you're someone new, click that notification bell, and we will see you for the next video. Peace.